Welcome everyone to Wine Animals YouTube channel. This is something that we have been working on behind the scenes for a while now. If you're new to following me, thank you so much. To all my loyal long-term followers, friends, thank you as well. This really means a lot to me. I have decided to launch this channel because it's time to take the next step, to provide you all with something that has been missing, in my opinion, from the Australian wine media. I started this journey back in 2019. After a 13-year career as a compulsive and very bad gambler, I needed something to fill a gap and fill a void in my life because, I was gambling every single day and I had a lot of time on my hands suddenly when I wasn't allowed to do that anymore. Enter wine, and wine just became something for me to put energy and focus in. There was a lot of talk that I may become an alcoholic, but for some reason that hasn't happened to me yet, so let's hope that I can keep it that way. And how I started was I started importing wines. I started bringing in wines from overseas with zero experience. I was a tradie for 20 years. I was a carpenter. I was not a very good physical labour worker. I really didn't like the physical side of things. My old business partner would attest to that I was much better at the business and the books and talking, obviously. And what I did and what I found was that wine gave me a purpose. It gave me a sense of a reason to live, basically, because I was at that point, I was really quite down in the dark side by then. And it allowed me, this beautiful fortified grape juice, allowed me to put energy and focus into something that I could use positive for my family. It was just a side hustle. It was just a after work in my tradie gear going around selling rosé. And it's just becoming evident that the next natural step is to launch a channel where I can provide you with video and content that you all want to see. I want to open this channel up to everybody, to all my followers, to all my subscribers, to everybody, to look and to try and do things a little bit differently, to give you a different take on wine and the industry and what is it that you want to see. So I want to hear from you all. I want you to tell me what videos you would like to see. I don't want it to just be about me, it's about the community. If you want to join me on a video, please do, why not? I am no expert, I have had zero formal training. I am now in the midst of doing some of that formal training. And I have been self-taught through the internet, through books, through following other people, through watching YouTube channels that I enjoy watching, and through certain people who have been mentoring me through this time. So here is a massive cheers to all of you and a massive, exciting push on what's to come. And I look forward to sharing more of my journey with you all in the future. Who is the wine animal? Well, the wine animal is me. It's Brendan. I'm a 39-year-old bloke from the outer eastern suburbs of Melbourne. I am a husband and I'm a father of 4 amazing children. It might be nice for you to learn a little bit about me. I have a sister, younger sister. I have, obviously my mum and dad are still together. They live up in the country now. I was brought up standard Australian, husband, wife, 2 children in the suburb. I have been married now for 11 years. I gave away carpentry and my part of the business that I owned at the end of the financial year last year in 2024 and decided to go out full time and give this a red hot crack. I'm here at the beautiful Seville Estate in the Yarra Valley. At the gorgeous, picturesque Seville Estate. It's a bit gloomy, but back to the wine animal. The wine animal was a wholesale and importing company, I guess you would call it, where I was behind the scenes and just walked around in my tradie gear trying to sell pink bottles of rosé. COVID came through, Melbourne, we got smashed with lockdowns and stuck at home. People were buying wine, but retailers weren't buying new SKUs that they didn't know about. They weren't spending money on items that weren't selling. So we had to diversify, we had to change. We started to do a little bit of retail work and I realized, well, hang on a minute, maybe the retail market is a little bit more my thing. I'm quite personable, I love to chat. All right, one of the main questions I get asked, and I get asked this a lot, well that moved, that's on wheels, is what prompted me to get out of carpentry and to take on this career full time. I mean, obviously I was very comfortable. I had a successful business. I had a steady stream of income. You know, the business was, you know, paying for and supplying a lot of our expenses as a family. You know, I was really comfortable. Like that was really what you would call it. It was comfortable, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. And there was a long period of time there where I hated getting up and going to work. I don't mind getting up early. That's not the issue. I don't mind that it's cold outside or I didn't like the heat. Let's be honest there. But what it was there was an emptiness and a feeling of I'm missing something. And when I was sprung as a gambler for such a long time and everything came out, obviously having that business and that steady stream of income and that ability to get my finances in check really helped my life at that time. And I started the little side hustle to get a little bit of extra money, right? That's really what prompted me to start it. But what I soon realized was that I actually had real passion, energy, and love for wine and what's in the glass, right? Especially Chardonnay. But as it grew and we went through COVID, I went through having more children, I soon realized that, you know, life is short. It's so cliche, and I'm sorry to say it, but life is really short. It's very unpredictable. You do not know what's around the corner. And I thought, you know, over the course of, 12 to 18 months, I could see that wine was starting to take over and it was affecting my ability to run my other business. And then that in turn affected somebody else, and that didn't sit right with me because that person, my carpentry business partner, Matt, was a real solid person and a rock that got me through the hardest part of my life. Without him, I wouldn't have got through. The ability to help me, keep me in check work-wise. We had the business together, and to stay with me and to not just leave, right, when he could have, because I was in a world of hurt. Like that really is something that, stays with me forever. And the fact that it was gonna start to affect his family and his life by me running my other job, it just wasn't right. So the decision came that with all the traveling and all of the extra work that I was doing outside of work, during work, phone, everything, that it was just too hard to do both. And there come a point when you get to a crossroads. It's like an episode of cliches. Maybe we could call this the Wine Animal Cliche episode. You get to a fork in the road and you have to decide what you want to do. Now, in my experience, which is limited, the majority of people just stay on the path that they know. It's comfort, it's easy, and it's known, it's repetition, right? Few people actually take the plunge and go down the garden path. And I took that plunge. My wife and I made the decision together to do that Wine Animal would become our primary form of income. That maybe a little bit of carpentry, but Wine Animal was it. Now, after all of that was done and we did all the legal stuff to get the other business out of my name and everything, that was about 11 or 12 days later. I was at home, I was getting ready for work, and my wife says to me, "We're a team, right?" "Yep, we are." "You love me, right?" "Yep, of course." This is all like really early in the morning while I'm trying to get ready for work. And out of nowhere, she just busts out, "We're having another baby." Now, I don't know if we talked for like 48 hours to 72 hours after this, because I think I was in like complete and utter shock. We just made what I thought was the hugest family decision together. And then now we're gonna add another person. So all of the plans, the savings, the modeling, everything that we had sorted was now out the window. We might as well just like go and throw it off the cliff, off the balcony, because there was no use. Because everything was changing now. We were adding a fourth child to our dynamic. That's 3 under 4, right, mind you. And we needed a new car, we needed new furniture. I mean, we probably needed a new house, but that wasn't possible. So it became this mad panic and rush from me to work out how we could make this work. But I'd already made the decision. I've already gone, I am doing this. I am pursuing this career because it is what I want to do. And I think that if I can instill anything onto somebody thinking about following their dream, there is no time like now. You will not regret it. There's not one person that I've met so far that is following their dream and their passion and doing what they love that turns around to me and says, "Geez, I wish I would have stayed doing that job." Yeah, I really enjoyed sitting in front of a computer for 12 hours a day. I really enjoyed working for the man and not being able to see my family and not being able to go and pick up my kids from school and yes, I work a lot and I work at really odd hours, but I also have the ability to spend a lot of time with my children. Do it, just do it. What can you expect from the Wine Animal channel? That's really the big question. And I think there will be winemaker interviews, winery reviews, regional reviews, the entirety of the Yarra Valley. There will be blind tasting sessions. There will be You know, all of the things that you think and that you expect to see will be here, but I really want it to be more than that. I want it to be educational, entertaining, functional, and I really want it to be something that I can be proud of and that everybody watching it gets something out of. Now look, obviously not everybody watching is gonna get something out of this, and not everyone's gonna get along with me or like me or my style. That is perfectly fine. That's the world we live in. If there is something you would like to see, would you like to be on an episode with me tasting and reviewing wines? Would you like to come around with me to the wineries and look at them for family friendly? Would you like to come and learn more about the Yarra Valley? Please hit me up. I want this channel to be more than about me and about the wineries, because without the consumer and the people watching this, the industry doesn't really exist. And I think that we need to find a way to bridge that gap between sommeliers, consumers, winemakers, wineries, masters of wine, you know, corporates, independents. We need to find a way to bring everybody together, because as an industry as a whole, we can work together to really, really improve and become better. And I think that what my main goal and focus is for this channel is to provide everybody with something that they can take away from each episode or from each video. Plus, I'm gonna be giving something away every single episode, and I think that's really awesome, and I'm thankful to everybody that's donating gifts and prizes for this, because I think that, you know, we need to keep people engaged, keep people involved, and what better way to do it than to offer out amazing gifts. So stay tuned for the gift from the first episode, 'cause it's about to drop. That is Dappled Appellation 2024 Pinot. Dappled Appellation Pinot. All right, everyone, here we have another wine animal review. We have the Dappled Appellation Pinot Noir from 2024. So this is Upper Yarra. This is made by Sean Crinan, who is actually a legend, and I would call him a mate now, but he's a farmer and he's impossible to get a hold of on the telephone. I don't actually know on the mobile phone. I don't even know if he has a mobile. Most of the winemakers here in the Yarra Valley, I don't think own phones, and if they do, they're like an iPhone 4 or 5, so they're prehistoric and you can never ever get a hold of them. Enough about that though. Here we have his brand new release, the 2024 Pinot. Now, everybody or most people will know Sean for his Chardonnay, because his Chardonnay is, if not the best value in Australia, it is at the very top of the tree. Do not discount the other wines that these people make. If a winemaker makes a certain wine and it is considered one of the best of that variety, it's going to be pretty standard that they make great wines from other varietals, because talent is inherent and talent runs through. Just because he makes great Chardonnay doesn't mean he's going to make terrible the rest of the grapes, right? It just doesn't make any sense, because talent it's just in them. And this is a very, very talented, humble, quiet and reserved man. I'd love to get him on camera, so we'll see how we go. But this release is a little bit cloudy. It's like a bit more of a dirty look. It is from the Upper Yarra. It is probably, there's a whole bunch in it. I don't know the exact percentages, because that's not the way to do this, to just read from a script. It is like cherries, orange blossom, like marmalade-y. There's spice, there is florals, there is like a sultanery, like not raisins or like dry, like that, but there is that sort of like, my kids eat those little boxes of organic sultanas that cost like $4 a box in about 10 seconds. That's exactly what it reminds me of. But there is also this like orange blossom marmalade, floral spice on the palate. I mean, it's grippy. It's got sandy, gravelly tannin. It's got a really nice acid drive. It's got width on the palate. I talk a lot about width and things. Everyone always talks about how long the wine is and how many seconds the length lasts for. Still celebrating, the acid drive is actually really quite nice. But this wine coats around your mouth. I think that's really important when you're looking at a wine and a value wine. I think this is like $45 a bottle. I think this punches way above that in terms of quality. And if you're looking to take that step up from a $20 bottle or a $25 bottle, you cannot go past the Dappled wines. And I think Sean has done an incredible job with this wine. Hopefully you guys can see that on the camera. We've got a few cameras there, so we'll just, we'll show them all around. This is an incredible wine, and I'm very grateful to Sean for this sample bottle to review. And the wine animal is out. Well, everyone, we are here with the Yelland and Paps. Thank you to the family for sending this to me. This is their limited cuvee 23 Barossa Valley Shiraz. So this is from the Greenock the old bamboo vineyard in Greenock in the Barossa Valley. I'm gonna open this and drink this straight out the gate. Now, normally I would probably decant this for upwards of 3 to 4 hours to allow this wine to really shine. So I'm gonna review this now and I'm gonna review it later tonight. And I might even save some for tomorrow. This is under DM. So this is under a cork, which is made up of lots of little corks glued together. So the risk of TCA or cork taint is, oh God, Brendan, on camera too. It's a single pull one. This is much more difficult, but never fear, the wine animal's here. All right, straight out the gate, we have dense color, purpley, but it's not impenetrable. I can still just see through this. Okay, it's red with a tinge of purple. We're gonna open this up a little bit. We have a Riedel 001 glass here. Great universal glass if you're looking for something for everything that won't break all the time. Yeah, black fruit, blueberry, like blackberry, spice, pepper, black pepper. There's a touch of lavender, like lavender, I call it like a lavender soap bar, but I mean that in a really, really great way. Not like a soap bar my mum shoved in my mouth when I swore as a child. I mean more like that beautiful lavender soap bar that your grandma used to have in the bathroom that you'd always see that would never get used over years and years and years, but really smelt nice. There's like dried herbs, oregano, rosemary, thyme, but really it's really fruit forward, and the spice probably comes from the oak, I would say. I don't know the technical details about this because I think it's more important to just open it and see how it goes. This is gonna really benefit from a decant. I'm guessing it's gonna be very tannic and very tight. Okay, so it's actually quite, okay, so there's that drying tannin now at the back, which sort of overtakes the finish. So it's just a little bit disjointed upon opening, pop and pour. This is not a wine that I would pop and pour. This is definitely a wine that I would decant. And I'll probably put the cork back in, decant half of it, put the cork back in, and then we'll try it later because I reckon this is gonna open up and really show some lovely, lovely balance. All right, so we're back, decanted this wine 90 minutes ago, and we're gonna give it a chance now to shine. And the reason why I did that was to allow all the elements, acid, tannin, fruit, oak, sweetness, to all come together and harmonize. Earlier, it was fruit driven and that tannin was really drying at the back end, which sort of impacted that length and drive. It was very fruit forward, very dominant, very Barossa, very rich. Now I'm gonna give this a go. We've given this a couple of swirls, we've given it some time, get it back into the glass. I decant almost everything, especially young wines. I like to give it a bit of a chance. Decanting times vary dramatically, and whether you listen to me or listen to someone else, you'll get two different opinions. This now has a little bit more spice, a little bit more pepper, and a little bit more roundness of fruit, like cherries, plums, into that blueberry, blackberry. On the palate, okay, so the tannins are more up front. It's a little bit more there at the start. The acid now is what's driving this wine back. It's coating, it's wide, beautiful spice, beautiful fruit profile, and this is a lovely, lovely release of this wine. I'm truly grateful. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope that the quality of the content gets better from here. Got to start somewhere, right? As promised, there will be a giveaway for every episode. So please subscribe below and make a comment in the comment section. It's really, really important to me. All I want this week is to know what you would like to see an episode on. It doesn't need to be an answer to a question or a quiz or something. We'll get to that later. But for today, we're heading to Chef's Hat in Melbourne. So a massive thanks to the team at Chef's Hat. And we're going to be giving away 12 Spiegelau glasses. Now, I call them Spaltos because they're basically Zaltos made by machine and much, much more affordable. So we're going to give away 6 Burgundy glasses and 6 Bordeaux glasses to one lucky person who subscribes and comments below. It also gives me some episode inspiration, which is really, really great. My mind is obviously taken up by a million things. So please, again, I know I've said it 100 times, subscribe for the chance to win 12 amazing Spiegelau glasses. Cheers.
Great.
Done.
Well, how do we feel?